Hello everyone. The situation of the Norwegian group is already known. As our CEO Jacob has explained in several videos, what matters and concerns us in the situation in which the workers in Spain are left, in which no one from the Norwegian group has explained it to us. Operationally speaking, they have announced that they will only fly 7 planes out of Norway until the first quarter of 2021. Legally, we do not know what the situation will be for the workers in Spain once the RTFM ends due to the force majeure. We have been asked to return uniforms, ID company cards, and we are banned from using our company intranet called Red Nose, the email address and other internal communications and rosters even. We only understand this as do not count with us anymore, and after the RTFM we should return to our jobs. If not, we will take appropriate legal actions. We can understand that Norwegian needs a restructuration process. What we do find completely unacceptable is that they disappear without clear communicating our situation and behave as if we never been employed by Norwegian after years of service. These moves done by Norwegian have led us to file a lawsuit for illegal transfer of workers to demonstrate the obvious employment relationship between us, the workers, and Norwegian, with the aim of not evading any single responsibility for its staff in Spain. This has not been done before because Norwegian NAS has led all the negotiations, legal processes, and even day-to-day work of our union. We have always negotiated with Norwegian directly because we have never recognized OSM as valid interlocutors, and the decision maker was always done by Norwegian. There is a clear evidence that we are Norwegian employees. Let's remember that in 2015, 6 labor inspectors from the 6 Spanish bases recognized as a proven fact that the illegal transfer of Adecco workers to NAS, and only later NAS created the company Nares. Furthermore, there is a document signed by Beyond Choose which states that Nares is a Spanish subsidiary of the Norwegian Air Shuttle ASA group. This document was demanded in the first CLA negotiations at the end of 2016. This was a battle horse in our CLA, precisely to try to avoid the situation what we are going through now. This document, now the company intends to ignore it, maintaining an externalized model and reduce risk in the event of a bankruptcy. Norwegian movement in the recent weeks has been at least premonitory about its intentions. On April the 8th, while we were in the RTFM because of COVID-19, Norwegian decided to start an ERTE for productive and organizational reasons that would last until the end of the year. This ERTE was going to start once the RTFM ended. When this new ERTE started, Norwegian was presented only with the first 2 of the 4 meetings through its advisories, along with the representatives of Nares and OSM. 45 minutes after the end of the first meeting, Norwegian announced the termination of the NAS contract with Nares. From that moment on, Norwegian, NAS, intended to disappear itself by not recognizing us as NAS workers but as a subcontractor. That is the moment when NAS takes its advisories out of the negotiation table for this new ERTE. This new ERTE ended without an agreement because the union representation understood that it was a clear fraud. As far as we know, the management has not proved yet or presented this new ERTE to the labor authorities, as we continue to be on the RTFM until the state of alarm ends in Spain. When we finished the negotiations of the new ERTE, we requested a video conference with Norwegian. When we asked them if Norwegian would pay the compensation for dismissal in case of an ERE, as well as the payment to the Social Security in case of maintaining the current RTFM or a new ERTE after the state of alarm finishes in Spain, the answer was that they cannot commit to anything at all. In the following days, Norwegian announces to all the workers through the corporate social network called Workplace that they can send their CVs as in intention to work in the new Norwegian. In light of this, we did contact NAS again, as we do not understand the need of sending a CV when the workers from the Spanish bases are still hired. Our contract is suspended and not terminated. The response is that the communication was only directed to the workers at the bases in Sweden and Denmark. On May the 4th, the day that Norwegian announced that it had achieved the agreement of the shareholders, shortly after that, they used again Workplace platform to communicate that the workers based in Spain must return the ID company identification and the uniform. Also in the next days, the access to the company email and intranet will be cancelled. We also realized that on Wednesday, May the 6th, the same day that they have restricted the access to mail and intranet called Red Nose, we realized that in the HR profiles of all workers appear as dismissed without any notice. The reality is that we are still on ERTE, and when the ERTE ends, we should return to work. After the CEO's videos on May the 4th, all the emails received and some phone conversations with Norwegian asking for explanations and seeing how they literally washed their hands with us, we had to act quickly, without the possibility to communicate and inform as we would have liked to do to you. Our objective is to prevent Norwegian from leaving the workers without the rights and forced to collect the money out of the Spanish institution of Fogasa, as well as the right and the social security debt that could result to the Spanish government. Our priority was to make the demand, to legally claim that we are NAS workers, and we have been since the first illegal transfer that was declared in 2016, and to put pressure on the Spanish and Norwegian media. An intention that we do believe that to have achieved, since the Norwegian media has told us already that the news of the situation in Spain has been one of the most read articles in the newspaper Dagbladet. The relevance of Norwegian and its economic situation. At this point, we are requesting meetings with the Ministry of Labour to report of the situation of Norwegian in Spain, hoping that the government will do its job and avoid of plundering of the Spanish taxpayers' money. That Norwegian intends to do with the possibility of living without paying the social security contributions, which could affect the unemployment benefits and the possible compensation from the Spanish institution of Fogasa. The government must demand that Norwegian complies with the obligations that they have undertaken with the crews in Spain. Like all of you, we are unemployed and confined, and it's quite difficult to coordinate and to work. Yet, we will fight to the end, so we are not left out as if we would have never been an employee of Norwegian. Thank you for listening.